are you? Hope you're well. So today I'm going to be starting a brand new reading vlog, and I'm quite excited for this one because I've been wanting to reread The Cruel Prince for like 2 years at this point, and I've noticed, and I have no clue why, but I only want to read it in January or in June. Okay? I don't know why. So every year, like, January comes and I'm like, oh, but I have these books that I want to read, so I'm gonna save it for June. And then June comes and then same thing. I have different books I want to read, so I'm gonna save it for next January. And the next January comes and I have different books, and it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So instead of rereading The Cruel Prince, like I've been wanting to for 2 years, I'm going to start a different book called Forest of Dreams and Whispers. The reason why I'm starting this is because Carrie can read, who is honestly the reason for 90% of the books I read at this point, but Carrie can read made a TikTok talking about this book, saying that if you love Jude and Cardan from The Cruel Prince and then Emily and Wendell from Wilde's Encyclopaedia Faeries, this book are those two couples mushed together. Cruel Prince is fantastic and I really, really enjoyed it. I love Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia. It's so good. I love the couple. They're so funny. And I was just like, and you get them combined? I had to get my sticky little fingers on it immediately. So literally she said, if you like Jude and Cardan, if you like Emily and Wendell, here's this book. I didn't even watch the rest of the TikTok. I just ran to go put it into my list. And then I ended up just buying it because it was free. I don't know why. It was just on sale for nothing. It was completely free. So I was like, okay. And then proceeded to immediately start it because I'm insane. So this is that reading vlog, and yeah. So at this point, I am actually already reading it. I'm 40% into the book. On page 156, I just stopped in the middle of a chapter. And let me tell you, so many highlights so far. The couple does not disappoint. It's so wonderful because they're not as vile as Jude and Cardan currently, but like the stories from the past, you definitely get that. And it's enemies to lovers in the true sense that is like, oh, you hated each other. And then it's Wendell and Emily and the whole like really full of himself, cocky, fae, and then kind of just mortal girl who like does not catch any of the flirting hints like whatsoever. The pining has been fantastic, and it's truly just, it's been so good. I've really been enjoying the couple. However, I am 40% into the book, and I will say that the writing style, I've never read a Katherine Macdonald book before. The writing style is something that I've struggled to like fall into a little bit. It's not badly written by any means. It's well written. It's well done. It's a good story. It's just her writing style doesn't click with me very well. So there have been times where I felt a little lost and I haven't been sure what was going on. And then there have been other times where I'm reading and I'm kind of like, wait, we're in the present tense, but you're talking about when you were a kid. When did we switch to the memory? And it gets a bit confusing for me personally. However, I do think that's a me problem, not a Katherine Macdonald problem. So far, I'm really loving it. I don't think this is going to be a new favorite of mine by any means. I think this is more so just going to be something that I really enjoy for the meantime, and it's just a fun little read. But because of the fact that I'm not clicking with the writing style as much, I don't think it would necessarily be a favorite. And it is a series, so it's technically a standalone, but it's one of those interconnected standalones that are different fairy tale retellings. So this one's a reversed Sleeping Beauty retelling, which is really fun. And then the next one I think is Snow White. I'm not sure. That's kind of like where I'm at. I'm going to do the spoiler free so that if anybody wants to pick this up afterwards, they should. But honestly, if you're like me and you love Jude and Cardan and Emily and Wendell, that's more than enough to want to pick up this book. So I recommend it so far, and I will check in with you once I've finished, which will hopefully be relatively soon. Hi, so I've officially finished Forest of Dreams and Whispers. Is that the name? Yeah. I actually really love this book. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and genuinely my only problem with the book is what I mentioned earlier, and it's the fact that the writing style didn't really click with me, and so I struggled to like want to read the book, which that's not really on the book's fault. That was just me and the writing style not clicking, which wasn't the end of the world because I did get through it. I did love it, and I do want to read the sequel. So yeah, I am excited. I think it's going to be fun, and in general I enjoyed my time with it, and I can't wait to read the sequel sometime, probably next year, honestly. Give myself just a little bit of a break because since I don't click with the writing style, it is a bit harder for me to get through. I don't have the physical copies, but I would love them because they're so pretty and the covers are so pretty, so yeah. Juliana and Hawthorne are to die for. Together as a couple and individually, I really like them. This book truly is Cardan and Jude and Emily and Wendell together in just 2 people, and it was really so much fun, and it was so great. And especially since I've been wanting to reread The Cruel Prince and I've been missing Emily Wilde, it was just like the perfect little cleanser without needing to reread the whole series on both sides. So that was really fun. There were so many good scenes between them. I haven't highlighted that much in a very long time, which is the other reason why I really would love to have the physical so that I can go in and underline them and whatever, you know, like it's such a good book with so many good lines, and the romance was really top tier in my opinion. The plot was also just incredibly interesting. I didn't necessarily enjoy the dual timelines that much. I did find the past timeline a tad bit boring. However, I understand that it was necessary to connect with the characters and see their relationship grow, because otherwise I do think it would have felt just a tiny bit insta-lovey. So although I wasn't a fan of the dual timeline, I do understand why it's necessary. And then in general, in terms of the plot, I couldn't tell where this story was going. Every time something happened, I was confused. I was like, okay, but where is this going? When is what gonna happen? And I mean that in a good way. Like, I felt like I was on my toes while reading it a lot, and that was kind of fun because it's kind of fun reading a story and loving it, but also just being like, I have no idea where this started, where this is gonna go, where it's gonna end, and you're just kind of like in this journey with the book. And I don't know, I just really like being taken aback, and then finally when you get to the end, it's like, oh, that's where we were going. I can see now. Like, I don't know, I just really love experiences like that. So yeah, those were my thoughts. I definitely would recommend this book. I think it was super fun. I definitely don't recommend necessarily reading this immediately after you read either the Cruel Prince series or Emily Wilde. I think giving it just a little bit, and then once you crave a story like that again, then pick this story up, because otherwise I feel like it might be a bit too repetitive and feel kind of just like a copycat, which I don't want this book ruined for someone because they read it at the wrong time. So that's my advice. I would definitely wait until you're craving something esque to Emily Wilde or The Cruel Prince, or reverse. If you read this one first, don't read The Cruel Prince or Emily Wilde immediately afterwards. Maybe just like give it a little bit. But all in all, it was a really good mix. I really enjoyed it. I genuinely cannot wait to have the physical copies. I really cannot wait to read book 2, even though both of those are not in the near future, but that's okay. Yeah, it was fun. It definitely qualmed my thirst for The Cruel Prince and Emily Wilde, which is nice because the 3rd book only comes out in January or February for Emily Wilde. So still have a long time to go. At least it feels that way. But time goes by really quickly, so who knows. But yeah, in general, very fun. Would recommend. It's just fun and a good time. Just don't read it too close to Emily Wilde or The Cruel Prince. But yeah, if you've read this book or if you've read the sequel, let me know what you think of it. Did you enjoy it, or did you find that they were just too close to The Cruel Prince and Emily Wilde? If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.